Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR 2. If OK Boomer was a digital assistant like OK Google, what sorts of answers would it give you to certain questions? OK Boomer, where is the nearest gas station? Okay, so you're going to want to drive past that building that used to be the old dentist office. Take a right at the large yellow house. Keep going until you see that sign for the restaurant we went to last year, and then take a left. If you've reached the place where Tim Hortons used to be, then you've gone too far. In a world without clocks, one restaurant seeks to restore order. Welcome to Tim Hortons. My dad gives directions only in cardinal directions, distances, and the numerical name of every road. God help you if you ask left or right and what landmarks are at the turns. If you're going southbound on 17, go 7.5 miles and turn west on 220. Take that for 5.2 miles, then go north on 209A. Listen to Chihuahua. I'm just trying to meet you for dinner, not start an expedition. This is so painfully true. I ask for the name and general vicinity of a place just to look it up on Google Maps, and instead get a 10-minute explanation from 3 different people about how to get to someplace that's easily accessible and 10 minutes away. I'm visiting home for Thanksgiving and my mom sent me instructions to somewhere like that. I asked my dad and he sent me a screenshot of the location on maps with a pin dropped. All I wanted was the name of the damn place. All the explanations are different too. You end up making the people trying to explain to you where to go usually end up arguing. You made me remember stories people have told about the Indian address system. Apparently it's so bad one company has used machine learning to figure out correct addresses. Medium.com. In one Indian megalopolis, I think it was Mumbai, there's a food delivery company that hires or illiterate delivery staff. It is not guaranteed to be literate, so they've developed their own little pigeon improvised script, which is not meant in a condescending or colonialist way to denigrate people of South Asian extraction, to direct each driver which gigantic building to go to and which parcels of food to drop off. Apparently it's legendary for its effectiveness, so much so that Western researchers have started studying it to see how it's significant in learning and language formation. Although I don't have a source for this part and apologize if you have incurred any economic burden due to over-reliance on this statement. The service not only delivers takeout food, but more challenging still, it delivers parcels from an office worker's family, usually his wife, to his office place so he has something to eat for lunch. Edited due to copious user feedback. I'm now deactivating inbox notifications for this comment, the true sign that a comment has really made it in Reddit's user consciousness. Further edit. Somebody gilded this message over a month after it was posted. The minds of Redditors are strange places. You forgot to add, it's past Darlene Johnson's house. You know Darlene, her son is John, he's a doctor. Literally no clue who these people are. Oh my god. This drives me insane. The most mundane question sets off a 15-minute history of the population of your hometown. Hey, Dad, where did you go this afternoon? Well, you remember John, right? He's Big Jim's daddy. You know Big Jim. He used to work at the gas station right by Delmer's. Well, it used to be Delmer's. Now it's a Sears. But Big Jim was Jason's brother. Jason, whose sister's daughter was that boy in your class's mom. The boy who got in trouble when he robbed that feed store. Anyway, John wanted me to look at some land he wants to buy. It's down right next to Margaret Shaw's old house. You know Margaret. He lost me at John, right? And the guy who robbed a feed store was in my sister's class, who is 10 years my senior. Edit. Look, I understand the sentiment from a lot of replies saying, he just wants to talk to you. He loves you. Have empathy, and all. And I agree with that sentiment in general. But please trust that I know my dad. And that is not the place where this rambling is coming from in his case. He wants to talk to you about mundane stuff, because he wishes he could still talk to the people he's lost. He doesn't want to be on his deathbed, regretting not shooting the crap with his kid, and wondering if you'll deeply regret not talking more with him after he's gone. He doesn't want that to be you. He wants to talk to you. Well, he's doing a piss-poor job of it. You'd figure with decades of experience talking to people that he's got over you, he'd be a bit better. I'm gonna get downvoted here for being very harsh, but this is so freaking true. My dad's no longer with me, but it was basically the same story. He wanted to talk, and I wanted to talk with him. But every conversation devolved into a monologue on his choice subject. Parents need to strive to have dialogues with their kids. Each party should be participating equally. It's not a child's duty to grin and bear it while listening to their parent just because one day they'll no longer be there. Okay boomer, open YouTube. How can you show me? Always quickly followed up with, oh, I know how to use computers. I knew how before anybody else did. I'm not dumb, you know. As accusatory as possible for absolutely no reason when you fix their problem in under 2 minutes. Or on the other hand with my dad. No mate, love. I don't even know how to switch one on. I just get my kids to do it. Here, I'll give them the phone and you can talk to them while I go back to reading the newspaper. Okay boomer, what's the weather like? Why don't you go for a walk and see for yourself? Back in my day, we didn't even have weather. Obligatory walk down the driveway to school in the snow. Uphill both ways. Okay boomer, how's the weather? It's currently 26 degrees with a chance of snow in the afternoon. Hey, so much for global warming. 26 degrees is really warm though. Not if you're using freedom units, carrot, trademark. And some trite crack at Al Gore. The earth is not the same. As forests burn in fire and flame, and great reserves of ice at sea are not the things they used to be. Where species die, and oceans rise, and climates climb to soaring highs, and all that is and was before will come to end, will be no more. We have to change, we have to fight. I've looked outside, it seems alright. Every time I see Sprog I wonder what their gender is, but I don't want to find out and just picture them as a green onion in a cup of water. Okay boomer, play today's hits. That is not music. Now that's not what I call music volume 12. Featuring a lawnmower at 7 AM and unexplained clicking in the knee, inappropriate talk radio it in. Uncomfortable volume and the hot new single. Can you help me install this email? Also included, by popular demand, that loud, obnoxious cough or sneeze that causes a 9.8 Richter earthquake, hey baby. On my flight. These great hits and many more. For the low price of 6 installments of what I think college tuition costs nowadays. Order today by calling 1-800-OK-BOOMER. You can't forget that loud, obnoxious cough. Okay boomer, call my husband, only if you tell me when I'm going to get grandkids. It's about time. Quote. When are you going to start finishing inside our daughter? Jesus Christ, my aunt every time I visit. I'm dreading my family coming to mine for Christmas this year because of this reason. It'll be even worse this time around as we recently brought a dog. Or as they like to call it, a practiced child. My go-to is to just get jokingly graphic about sex until everyone around me is uncomfortable. Then change the subject. Well, I've been cream pieing your daughter every night for the past 4 months but nothing's happened. Got any tips? I feel like that is misspelled but neither cream peeing or cream peeing look right either. Introduce a different verb to the sentence to address the plural noun. Well, I've been dumping cream pies into your daughter every night for the past 4 months but nothing's happened. Got any tips? You can even use a thesaurus for the verb to get really wild with it. Injecting cream pies, blasting cream pies, shooting cream pies, spilling cream pies, spurting cream pies, discharging cream pies, and, my personal favorite, pouring cream pies. Some verbs you'd need to rearrange things a bit because the subject of the verb is the daughter instead of the cream pie. Flooding your daughter with cream pies. Distending your daughter's womb with cream pies. Poetic, don't you think? Supplying your daughter with cream pies. The possibilities are endless. *edited to appease cream pie enthusiast. So anyway, I started blasting. Okay boomer, how's the weather today? Alexa, no. You're supposed to answer me. Alexa, are you listening? I can't tell if it's listening. Do I start talking yet? I think it stopped. Directions to this address. Alexa. Quote. My dad's problem is more that he's way too freaking slow. I've literally seen an exchange that went something like this when he wanted Alexa to play Man on the Silver Mountain by Rainbow Dad. Alexa, starts listening. Dad. Massive pause as he realizes he doesn't actually know what he wants to ask her. Alexa, Sorry, I didn't catch that, Dad. Alexa, Alexa, starts listening, Dad. Play me. Alexa, sorry, I didn't catch that, Dad. Alexa, shut the frick up and listen for a sec. Alexa, sorry, I don't understand, Dad. Alexa, Alexa, starts listening, Dad. Play me. Ma. Alexa, starts searching for man, Dad. On the Alexa, sorry, I couldn't find that in your library. Well, this is eerily accurate. To be fair, Siri is freaking terrible. At least compared to Alexa. I swear Siri hasn't improved a bit in the last 5 years. Lol, this is legit my mom. Dude, one time my mom sent me a Facebook message to warn me that she'd sent me a text. Friggin' adorable. One time my mom FaceTimed me and swapped the camera so the whole call, all I could see was her feet. Mom, don't you think it's weird that you're looking at me on the screen and there's a little movie about feet in the corner? Is the world so weird to you that this doesn't register as a mistake of some kind? It was hilarious. Peas. She was born in 37. So pre-boomer. Okay boomer, restaurants nearby, we have food at home. This is good advice to keep you from blowing all your money on avocado toast. The nearest Cracker Barrel is only 28.6 miles away. My parents, prime boomers, drove from Tennessee to Washington State. They routed to as many Cracker Barrels as possible. They're confused and sad that there isn't a single one within driving distance of Seattle. They also insisted on driving an hour north of Seattle to go to Walmart for some random crap that was readily available nearby. They're categorically insane. Okay boomer, engineering job listings in my area. Job listings. You are just playing around on the internet. Figure out where you want to work and go down there. Ask to speak with a manager. Shake his hand, look him in the eye and ask for a job. Edit. This dose brought to you by painful memories of job hunting during the 2008 recession. My dad was getting on my case every day about playing on the computer when I was checking job sites and going through their infuriating sites that make me upload my resume. Then fill in fields that are on my resume 3 different times. Someone in the comments below dropped the classic pound the pavement, and I felt my blood pressure spike. Thanks. And dress smartly. I mean with a suit and tie. Okay boomer, how do I tie a tie? What are you asking me for? Do you plan to rely on me for everything for the rest of your life? You need to show more initiative and responsibility. Quote. ... This one actually got to me a little bit. Didn't work. Couldn't get buzzed in through the security door. Also, the manager isn't on site and works remote from another city. Also, they don't hire directly, so you have to apply to the staffing agency first. Also, the position advertised through the staffing agency isn't really open because they've already selected someone internally and only posted it to meet regulations. Okay boomer, it didn't work. Couldn't get buzzed in through the security door. Also, the manager isn't on site and works remote from another city. Also, they don't hire directly, so you have to apply to the staffing agency first. Also, the position advertised through the staffing agency isn't really open because they've already selected someone internally and only posted it to meet regulations. Okay boomer, you are just making excuses. Ugh, literally the very response I get from my mother and grandmother. I can't freaking stand people who don't know the difference between a reason and an excuse. They just assume you're a raging idiot that hasn't thought out the problem at all. They want you to accept its solution that they've given 2 seconds of their life to come up with, and then get mad that their stupid answer isn't received as a genius life-altering solution you could never have come up with on your own. Okay boomer, how's the weather today? Open the window and stick your arm out. Is it wet? That must mean it's raining. Is it cold? Put on a sweater. Try figuring out things on your own, kiddo. This is the nicest boomer reply just cause he said kiddo. The council will get back to you with a verdict. Okay boomer, how can I pay for college? Write a check like I did. Quote. I once got in an online debate with my uncle about this very subject. His argument was that he worked a minimum wage job to put himself through college and support his family, so we youngsters should quit complaining. To prove my point, I calculated how many hours it would take at current minimum wage just to pay current tuition at his alma mater, and it was over 100 hours per week. He was so angry that a year and a half later he still had the date of that argument memorized and cited it as an example of my disrespectful attitude. Millennial, proves a point using math. Boomer, stop disrespecting me. When you're being disrespected by mathematics, you know you're fricked. Exactly the kind of situation that, okay boomer, is for. I love when you prove someone wrong so decisively they have no rebuttal, but the typical boomer, don't disrespect me. That's why we invented okay boomer. Your great uncle set up a table in the park and repaired bicycles one summer when he wanted money for college. After college he got a job at the lab equipment factory by giving the manager a firm handshake and bought a house in the city at age 23. I guess you kids just have other priorities these days. These days you would probably get a citation for operating without a business license. Boomers like barriers to entry to protect themselves. Also boomers, why don't you guys just start a business and become wealthy like us? Okay boomer, look up therapists near me. Have you tried thinking positive thoughts? In my place it actually goes like this: me, can I please get into counseling or get a therapist? Boomers, have you tried praying and asking for God to help you? Quote, well, have you? Back in my day, we used to pull up our bootstraps and grit our teeth. Young folks these days don't even know what's going on in your heads. The fact that boomers don't understand the meaning of pulling yourself up by the bootstraps never ceases to aggravate me. What does it mean? Genuine question. Edit. Thanks for the definitions. I'm clear on the meaning now. If I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be a joke or like purposely poor advice, as pulling yourself up by your bootstraps would achieve basically nothing in most scenarios. Even figuratively, as you wouldn't get very far. A key piece of information is that bootstraps are straps on high boots, like cowboy boots, to help you put them on. Now imagine standing in your boots and pulling on them, expecting to just levitate into the air. Okay boomer, directions to 5th and Montgomery. We don't need a map. I know where it is. Wait a minute, huh? Oh my god, if I had a nickel for every time my grandma would flat refuse to give an address because I know where it is. It had that tree in front that got struck by lightning in '92, okay. So it's got a big dead tree in front. Oh no, the storm knocked it down. It's where it was. We were in a whole different state and the person, boomer, driving wanted to go to a restaurant she had been to once 2+ years ago, and she insisted that my Google Maps and my friend's Apple Maps were wrong and continued getting us more lost. She kept saying, I remember it was near the library and then you have to turn onto the interstate. Okay boomer, turn the thermostat to 23 degrees Celsius. That function is locked to users. 23C, is that C for commie? Fortunate son intensified. Damn right it does, we only use freedom units round here. I just learn a few points. Human body 37C 100F perfect day 27C 80F need a jumper 16C 60F water freezes 0C 32F so 23C is a bit closer to 80F than 60F so like 72F. My perfect day, I'd have to say April 25th because it's not too hot and not too cold. All you need is a light jacket. Thanks for watching LWIAR 2. The best of all time r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out the original LWIAR channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe.